leave it all behind you. I said, take down everything that stands in your way. Don't stop believing it'll work out again, my friend. Stand out and be a part of everything good. Wake up, you're gonna be all that you should. Try out all the things you always wanted to be. You'll see, 'cause I know what I know, that you've got it in you. And I see that you are a winner.
Good morning. Haven't had my coffee yet, so I can't totally vouch for my ability to have any. I don't know. My response time might be slow. I don't know. But I haven't watched this video yet. I thought it would be fun to watch it and make comments as I go. It's called More Questions Atheists Won't Answer. And he has misspelled won't. There should be a little, thingy right between the N and the T. And it's being put up by Atheist Killa. So I'm just listening to my cat pawing, trying to decide if I want to stop the video. I think I will. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's being put up by Atheist Killa, which makes me think he is going to be answering these questions that atheists won't answer. Don't you love it when they generalize? All atheists on the entire planet, they won't answer these questions. And I'm so clever that I came up with these questions that no atheist anywhere will answer. I hate videos like this. This is like so stupid. And there are so many questions that Christians won't answer, and that's the funniest part. The Christians are like pointing at atheists and accusing atheists of things that the Christians do. The Christians themselves do. They don't answer questions either. Little questions like, well, how do you know there's a God when there's no evidence anywhere? Things like that. Little questions, How do you know the Bible's inspired by God? What do you base that on exactly? Because somebody said so? Because the book said so? Oh, I just have a warm and fuzzy feeling. What? I'm sorry. Yes, I started. It's early in the morning and I have no physical control over things like snorting. Okay. So yeah, there's just so many things. But they point the finger at other people for the same things that they do. It's hysterical. So anyway, let's venture into this video and see what Atheist Killa has to say about and who exactly he's responding to. Is this an ad? Ooh.
YouTube, what's going on? This the AK Mystified, better known as the Atheist Killa. I did a video a few days ago titled 3 Questions That Atheists Cannot Answer. For some reason, a lot of atheists got confused, so I thought
oh, he's a killer. I get it. He kills atheists. Oh, I'm so afraid. Oh my goodness. I need some kind of weapon, some kind of protection, because I'm just so scared right now, because he kills atheists. Oh, jeez. Okay, deep breath. I'm looking at a screen that says Cole, C-O-L, and it says, this guy he believes in creationism. What does that say? Creationism and the origin of life. Yes, if we say it like that, it sounds so scientific, doesn't it? It all comes down to a little chapter in a little book about a man and a woman who were made from the dirt and a talking snake and a tree that they're not allowed to touch. Yeah, that's how all of it all started. And we know this because a little book says so that has zero accuracy really as far as scientific scientifically speaking, and no, next to no anyway, historical accuracy. Ooh, but we're going to believe it because it's inspired by God, and we think it's inspired by God. Why? Oh, that's right, because the Bible says so. It says so it must be true, and our church says so it must be true. So I'm going to walk around and be so fucking arrogant about my beliefs, and I'm going to, if you don't believe the way I do, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I'm going to go around killing atheists. Yeah, how dare you not believe what I do. You deserve to be killed. See what happens when this is just a barely awake and no coffee. Okay, we haven't even started the video. Okay, so here we go. I actually thought this was an atheist responding to some stupid Christian video, but this is the Christian, and he kills atheists, so we have to be very afraid. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay. I've got my weapon here. Yeah, it's kind of dusty. Yeah, Gandalf's sword, man. This is it. I'm gonna go into battle with this puppy that needs to be polished. It looks like. Yeah, I'm ready for killer atheist or atheist killer. We're ready for you. We're just gonna sit here with this sword. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Take that video down, do a new video where I go into more detail. So that is what we're gonna do right now. Everybody,
I'm so afraid. It's not just a video, it's a new and improved video.
they already knows that I can disprove STE and SCP-NCU with logic, reason, science, mathematics, evidence, etc. However,
Okay, mathematics. Oh yeah, mathematics. That's okay. I know. We're gonna throw a lot of intellectual stuff into our video to I don't know, make ourselves sound like we have more authority or more knowledge. Yeah, so we're gonna talk really smart. We're gonna use big words and stuff and try to talk over the heads of average, ordinary atheists. Oh no, I'm so afraid. I'm glad I have my sword here right now, so if he comes at me, I will be ready. Yes, okay.
let's put that all aside for this particular video.
I'm gonna put aside
Before you attempt to answer these 3 questions that I'm about to ask you,
attempt.
you must admit, since our universe
I must admit? Really?
does exist, that either something is eternal in the past without beginning or something came from pure nothingness.
No, I don't have to admit that. Why would I have to admit that? Let me put down my, my weapon. I want to repeat what he just said, because I didn't quite, okay.
That either something is eternal in the past without beginning or something came from pure nothingness.
No, I don't really think I have to admit that. Something is eternal in the past. No, I don't think that's absolutely something I have to admit. Or something came from nothing? No, I don't think I have to admit that either. I think my personal thought is, or what I think is, that the universe is, because I think there's more than one, recycles itself, like the ocean, recycles itself. You want to come to a conclusion, and there's really what do you have to base that on, really? We don't know anything about the origins of the universe. All we have is, what we have, which indicates that at one point it was, in the center or something, and there was kind of like this boom kind of effect. That's about it. And we've discovered that the stuff between stars, that's stuff. It's not just nothing. So really, nothing exist in space. We've discovered that the stuff between the stars is something. We would look at it and go, oh, it's just emptiness. Emptiness. Well, there's stuff that you don't see between the stars. So really, where is the nothingness that you are referring to? Inquiring minds would like to know.
Let me repeat myself. Everyone
He's repeating himself, so I didn't need to repeat him? Okay, so this is the 3rd time now.
must admit, everyone,
Everyone!
that since the universe exists, that either something is eternal in the past without
no, I don't think that has to be the case. It might be the case, but why can't it be the universe that's eternal? You know, in the past. Why can't that just have always been? Or maybe there was something before the universe or universes that we will never ever understand because it's so far removed from us. But maybe it was also a natural force of, well, nature, having nothing to do with a deity, a man with, I'm going to lord over you. Maybe it was just another natural thing, another natural phenomenon that, existed before the universe. Maybe it evolved into the universe or universes. So, I hate the way this guy throws out everybody. I mean, everybody has to admit. No, we don't. That's you. And that's your little, oh, this is just the way it is. Assumptions.
The beginning or something came from pure nothingness.
Nothing. Pure nothingness? So now it's not just nothingness. It's pure nothingness. Okay. And there was at one point absolutely nothing. How? Exactly. Here's my question. If at some point stuff came from nothing, where did your God get all the stuff to make stuff? Or did he just use his little magic wand? You have a hard time believing that nature can make stuff from nothing. Actually, I don't really think science ever says that something came from nothing. There's usually something, we just haven't figured it out yet. But Christianity and the fairy tales, Genesis, does in fact claim that stuff comes from nothing. And that nothing, God just, I'm just gonna magic it all into existence. Because in the beginning there was God, and that was it. There was nothing else. Just God floating around for millennium, not knowing really what to do with his time, just kind of, maybe he was finger knitting, well, should I make the universe this millennium? I'm kind of bored. No, I think I'll just float around in absolutely nothing for a couple more millennium. Okay, now I feel especially inspired today. I think I'm gonna make stuff from nothing with a few magic words. Let there be poof. Yeah, and suddenly there's stuff that was made from absolutely nothing. Only Christianity makes that absurd claim. I don't believe science does. So, we have gone a whole 1 minute and 20 seconds into his video. And I don't really know if he's even asked his questions yet. Down at the bottom of the screen it says, I have to read what his screen says. It says, something is without beginning. Everything has a beginning, even the universe. Just because we can't go back that far to see what created the universe, and when I say create, I'm talking about evolved into the universe. Everything evolves into stuff. I would not be surprised if there was something before the universe, or that the universe is part of something bigger that we don't get to see, and I think there's more than one of them, more than one universe. I think that they're finding more and more stuff to show that there's more than one universe. But anyway, I don't think anything is without a beginning. Or something came from PN. What is PN? Are we trying to impress by using abbreviations? PN. Okay, I am so impressed. I don't even know what to do with myself. Good thing I have my sword.
Those are your only two options.
The only two options. Oh, I see. Another huge assumption. Because your little limited brain can't even fathom a possible other, third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth possibility, choice, whatever. Right, whatever. Okay. moving on. We're now 1 minute and 23 seconds into this video.
Can I be honest enough to admit this truth? Don't even try to answer my 3 questions because
Oh, it's a truth, is it? Are we going to put a capital T on that one? Just truth! I say it. Oh, what does it say? So let it be written, so let it be done. It's a truth, yes. And I say it's a truth, so you better believe it's a truth. And if you don't acknowledge it and agree with it, don't even bother with the rest of my video.
I do not have time to deal with your pathetic
Oh, he is already assuming that everything that I say is pathetic and illogical. And he has at the bottom of his screen, I refuse to waste my time. You know, I am just feeling myself dying right now. Ah, I'm dying. Atheist Killer is killing me. I'm so overwhelmed by his intellect.
logical nonsense.
Nonsense. Anything you say can be used against you.
So let's get right into this. Question number 1. If some can come.
Sorry, my computer does that. It's very frustrating. It has every 5 or 6 seconds it will pause. It's because my computer is slow and I don't know how to speed it up. So, okay, we have to kind of go back. He said, okay, first question.
Uno. If something can come from pure nothingness, why doesn't it happen all the time? What mechanism allowed it to occur once and then prevents it from occurring again?
Okay, first of all, we have not established that anything comes from nothing. Nothing. There's nothing to establish that anything comes from nothing. Second of all, Christianity is what makes that claim that something came from nothing. Christianity makes that claim. So, let's see, if God creates stuff from nothing, poof, it's all there, fully formed, no evolution, no babies even, everything is already an adult, immediately, boom, there it is on the earth, walking around. If God did that at the start of 6,000 years ago, or whatever you want to think, how come it doesn't happen today? Isn't that what your question is? How come it's only happened? Let me go back.
Doesn't it happen all the time?
Yeah, why does it happen all the time? Why aren't creatures fully formed, new species just appearing all over the place all the time? If God did it once, and that's how things are created, why do we not see other things just popping into existence, fully formed all the time, if that's how things are? If that's how this works, why do we not see this all the time? Seems to me that you should be answering your question, because this question applies to your weird belief system that thinks that something comes from nothing, that makes this claim that stuff can come from nothing. Just a little magic wand. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Okay. So why isn't God being magical? Why was that magical moment just one time? You know, we have mass extinction going on this planet. We have animals being wiped out. Why isn't God coming up with new and improved species that can live happily alongside humans, that don't require any habitat at all? They don't need to eat anything the humans like to eat, and they don't even have to eat. They don't even have to have any needs at all. Why doesn't God come up with a creature that can actually exist, that doesn't interfere with humans destroying the planet? Why doesn't God come up with that? You know? Or why doesn't God recreate the habitat so it can't be destroyed? Or maybe he can make, I don't know, habitat in the sky for the animals to live in, since we're using up the planet. Yeah, so you have this God who can do anything, can create anything. Just, with a few words. Why doesn't he do that? It's a weird question that you would ask. And why is it that you're asking a question that I would ask a Christian? You're turning it around and directing it at atheists. You're deflecting the question onto other people rather than answering it yourself. Why the fuck does your God not keep creating? Oh, it just happened one time. In the very beginning, he created all these animals. He just popped into existence on the planet from the dirt. Fully formed. Of course, it never happened after that. We never see it happening around us. No. Oh, but we're going to turn around and ask the people who don't claim that things come from nothing. We're going to ask them this question. Next.
What mechanism allowed it to occur once and then prevents it from...
No mechanism allowed it to occur ever. That's Christianity's little claim that something came from nothing. I don't think there's a science, again, that makes that claim. Everything, even nothing, is something.
Occurring again. William Lane Craig puts it like this. If
Oh,
something
you're
can
gonna-
come from nothing,
You're gonna...
then it's inexplicable.
You're gonna quote William Lane Craig at me? Are you fucking kidding? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. If you think that that man has 2 brain cells to rub together, and you're talking to me like I can't, like every word I say is going to be illogical and nonsense, and you sit there and quote Craig as your argument from authority. Wow.
Why everything or anything doesn't come from nothing.
You know, and he's an idiot too if he seems to think that science makes that claim when it's Christianity that makes that claim. Christianity makes the claim that something comes from nothing. And why do you criticize science for making that claim when Christianity makes that claim? Before you ask science to explain something that they don't claim, why don't you explain this thing that you do claim?
Example, why don't bicycles or root beer just pop in?
You know, again, Christianity makes the claim that things just pop into existence. So why don't you answer your fucking question? You know, I'm getting annoyed. When my voice goes up in volume, like I just have it right there, that's a huge sign that I'm getting really annoyed. I hate Christians like this. I really do. Look in the fucking mirror. Answer your question. Turning the illogic that your fucking cult makes around and trying to say that other people make that claim. No, your cult makes the claim that things can come from nothing. And on the subject of that, where did your God come from? Well, tell me, where did God come from? Did he just come from nothing? Ooh, how can that be? And how can that happen only one time? Why are not gods popping into existence left and right all the time?
It being uncaused out of nothing.
Okay, I need
Nothingness
to... I answered the
it never
fucking
began
question.
to exist.
Okay, this question number 2.
Without a mind, cannot
Okay,
but just for the sake of E.
I gotta get to the start of
This brings
question
us to
2.
question number 2.
Okay.
If atheists don't accept a pure nothingness type of hypothesis or SCP and CU, then they must accept some
No, I don't accept your stupid cult's claim that things come from nothing.
form of STE.
Oh, we're using abbreviation again to make ourselves sound oh so superior. S-T-E. Whew.
Then they must accept some form of STE. This includes oscillating universe.
Why do... Ooh, oscillating. He's using really big words now. I'm so scared. Are we going to explain STE before we go into the big words like oscillating? STE is ... question mark. It would be nice if you don't just assume that everybody knows the abbreviations that you know.
Theory, a silical universe, big crunch,
Silical universe, big crunch.
string theory, multi-universe theory,
String
etc. All of which I can thoroughly destroy and disprove. But just for the sake of this video,
all those silly scientific theories or hypotheses. Mine, on the other hand, is so much more sensible that a God who came from absolutely nothing and created everything from absolutely nothing just popped things into existence with a few words.
let's not get into that. I just want you right now to
let's insult the audience thoroughly with big words and then say, let's not get into that.
imagine for a moment something eternal in the past, without beginning, without a mind, cannot design or decide to create. It never began to exist. It just always was, without beginning, eternally just sitting there with no mind. No.
Again, eternally just sitting there. Why does his question seem to sound so much like God? And why does his questions apply so much to God and the Christians' claims about this God? Is he going to repeat it, or see? I don't want to go back and repeat his question again because he might repeat it himself. So let's.
One or nothing created it. Tell me, why was it there in the first place? It didn't.
Why was your God there in the first place? Yeah. What was he doing there in the first place? What caused him to exist? What was the reason for that? You know? Why? This guy is just so fucking annoying. Okay, let's go back.
Mind. Nope. Let's not get into that. I just want you right now to imagine for a moment something eternal in the past, without beginning, without a mind, cannot design or decide to create.
Okay. Why do you think that something needs to decide to create something? Why do you think that there needs to be a design? Why can't it be that something just changes over time? We see it happening in the world around us today. We, as evolved creatures, reflect the law of evolution. Our world evolves, our society evolves, our technology evolves, everything we touch, everything that we use to express ourselves as a species evolves over time. You know, it's just a natural thing. It just happens. Things just evolve over time. Doesn't have to have a mind, doesn't have to have a reason, doesn't have to have a plan, and it doesn't have to have a design. It's just one thing becomes another thing, becomes another thing, becomes another thing. Over time. No mind required. No plan, fuzzy. no anything. Just over time, natural progression. And ooh, if something is so big that you can't possibly figure it out with your puny little brain, we're just going to say, God did it. Yeah, the guy with the magical wand did it. Yeah, that just makes it so much better. And we're going to insult everybody else with big words that we looked up in the dictionary and managed to, place strategically to our video to make ourselves sound so important. And if those big words don't work, we're going to throw out abbreviations that maybe 1 in 100 people are going to know what the fuck those abbreviations are, to make ourselves sound even more scientific and do so much above everybody else. I don't like this person.
Never began to exist. It just always was, without beginning. Eternal.
But isn't that what you say about your God? It just always was, without a beginning, eternal, for no fucking reason. It just sat around. What was it doing? Why was it there? What was the big reason for it? I'm just gonna sit here until I decide to make something. Really? How long is this video? Can't tell. Anyway, okay, so we're going
Only just sitting there with no mind.
Okay,
no
whatever.
Rather than
Question number 3.
Nothingness. Water, air.
Okay.
That. All of a sudden,
Gotta get to
instead of pure nothingness. This is question number 2. Question number 3. If you accept the Big Bang model to be true, which many atheists do,
Yeah, and so do many Christians.
then tell me why, all of a sudden, for no reason, and if you think there was a reason, you can tell me what that reason was, but tell me
Why does there need to be a reason?
all of a sudden, for no reason, without any outside influence, that a singularity would expand, and in doing so, create an entire universe.
It didn't just expand. It exploded. It. And how do you know it didn't do it over and over? How do you know? Ever watch the ocean? How the waves come in and they hit the shore and then they go back out? And then they come back in, and they hit the shore, and they go back out. How do you know that's not what happens with the universe? How do you know it's not like a cycle that goes over and over and over, and it's like it powers itself like a giant engine, the forces that probably some of them that we don't even understand causes this thing to happen over and over and over. The thing expands, it goes out, and then comes back in, and then when it all gets boom, it goes again, and it goes back out, then it comes back in, and boom, kind of like a heart, a heart pumping blood. pumps, the blood goes through the body and then comes back to the heart, pumps, goes back out, comes back. Everything has a rhythm. Everything in nature has a rhythm. The universe is nature. It has a rhythm. You're looking at the natural rhythm of nature, of the universe. And you're trying to say, oh, what was the reason behind that? What caused it to happen in the first place? Well, what causes your next heartbeat to happen? You know? What causes the next wave to hit the shore? Why don't the waves just stop? Why doesn't your heart just stop? It will eventually. But you know, what keeps it going? What keeps that heartbeat going? Is it like a motor? Is it like a rhythm? Is it like a force in your body? There's forces in the universe. There's so much in the universe that we don't begin to understand, that I question how anybody could put together such an arrogant video assuming things and turning your beliefs around and trying to put them on others. I'm tired of being angry. This video is angering me. And I don't like this guy's in profoundly condescending tone. I'll try to go a little bit more.
Full of laws, constants, life, water, air, matter, everything. Beyond the fact that it seems patently absurd to the everyday logical mind, I must...
Oh, I see. It's patently absurd to such logical people as yourselves. Oh, yes, so absurd. You know what? Your Christian beliefs seem incredibly absurd to the logical, rational minds. Yeah.
Must ask. This is really question number 3 right here.
Oh.
What change occurred that made the singularity expand?
Why do you think there had to be a change? Maybe it came to the end of whatever cycle it's in and it repeated itself. You know, I am okay with the idea that there are things that we will never know about the universe. But why do you have to leap to the assumption that a God who just existed, really no function at all, just floated around doing jack shit for billions and trillions and gazillions of years, you know, that makes sense to the logical, rational mind. But being able to say, you know what, I don't know that answer, but it seems to me that everything in nature has a, you know, it all works together, and there's a whatever, you know, there's a pattern, there's a rhythm, there's a cycle of life. Everything is born, everything dies. How do you know that the universe, after it expands, it dies, and the force of its death is what causes the fucking explosion, creating a whole new universe from the death of the old universe? How do you know it's not something like that? I could come up with a whole bunch of different possibles. How do you know the universe isn't a giant animal? And this thing that's happening that we call the Big Bang, how do we know that isn't its heart? And we're living inside a giant animal. How do you know that's not what it is? This giant animal swimming in a sea. That, you know, there's no way we're ever even going to have any idea that there's a sea beyond this animal, or that it's alive swimming in a sea. There are so many possibles, and you're just stuck in your little box. Oh, he's either this or this. It's either black or white. It's either my way or it's your logical, totally unreasonable and nonsense that you put out there. The arrogance that Christians possess is just beyond beyond. It's unfathomable to me, the arrogance. And this is such a good example of the unfathomable arrogance that these Christians put out there and have. Wow, my most logical people believe this, and if you don't believe it, well, you're just so absurd. Anyway, I don't like this person, and I don't like this video. And it's only 4 minutes in. What the hell does he blather on about for another 4 minutes? I'm done. If anybody else wants to tackle Atheist Killer, I'm done. I feel like these questions are absolutely absurd. They're not questions. They're unquestions. They're questions this idiot needs to direct at himself and answer about his stupid God. Stupid beliefs in a magical man who just poofs everything into existence, and he himself just always existed. No need for a reason, no creator, no da-da-da-da-da. How did a mind just suddenly exist with no creator? God doesn't need a creator. God just always was. But he has a mind. He has intelligence. Nobody designed him. He doesn't need to be designed. Well, if God doesn't need to be designed, why do you think the universe did? You know, God just always been there. Well, then why do you think the universe can't always be there too? You know, in some form, some changing form, like the ocean, you know, like the tides. Anyway, I don't like arrogant Christians, and this one's just so amazingly arrogant. There are so many answers to so many things that we can't begin to. There's so many things that we don't know, and we can come up with answers all over the place that have nothing to do with the God. And you know, if you really want to get into it, okay, well, everything except your explanation, everything but your God explanation is just pure nonsense. The only thing that makes sense at all is your God explanation. Ooh, you're just so right. God is real. Ooh. Okay, then what God are we talking about? Oh, God did it. Really? What God? And how do you know it was just one God? How do you know there's not like a zillion gods all working together? Just one God? Really? And if it's just one God, how do you know it's your God? How do you know it's a God that we've even just, there's like been thousands of gods in human history. How do we know that it's a God that we've even, you know, any of those gods? Maybe it's a God that we don't even know. No religion on this earth has worshipped him. No religion on this earth has used his name. How do we know that there's a creature out there that is so amazingly great that he makes your idea of God look like a newt, like a bug? You know, how do you know that the greatest thing in the whatever is a God? How do you know that God isn't just a little tiny peon compared to something that's even greater yet? How do you know that your God doesn't have gods? Assuming it's your God when it could be any God. Limited, puny human brain, stuck in a primitive book, sees everything through the filter put out by this primitive book. Impossible to use your imagination and think of any other possible explanation except your stupid God one. Oh, God did it. And my answer makes so much sense. Mathematically speaking, oh yes, I'm gonna throw out some abbreviations. Woohoo! Yeah, big words. That'll get them. Yeah, kill those atheists off with big words. Okay, well, I'm bored, and I really badly need some coffee. So, yeah, thank you. I'm trying to think his name. Brandon Collins for sharing yet another wonderful and exciting video with me. If you've been watching, thanks. Bye.